is my boss. My husband is number one. If my husband tells me, hey, sit down, I'll sit down. If he tells me you can't go out with your friends today, I'm not going to go out with my friends. If he says, hey, go wash this dish for me, I'm going to go wash the dish for him. I chose this man to be the king of my life. And yes, I agree with everything he says, and I do everything he says. And I did that because I chose this man. I put him in this position in my life. And this is how I honor and take care of and love the man in my life. So I tell women out there, you want a man in your life, you want to be happy, figure out what you would do when you are happy. Because I am happy. My husband does so many great things for me. And I would do that for him. I obey him, I respect him, and I let him be the man that he is. I chose a man that I wanted to follow. I chose someone to lead me, and that's why I will do anything for him. If he tells me jump, I'll jump. If he tells me sit down, I'll sit down. If he tells me go in the room or go up on stage, I will do either or. Anyways, that's a message for everyone out there. Love and cherish the king in your life.
Shalom. Kahalayim La Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai Bahashim Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect, to the Akim doing the work in truth and sincerity, as well as a few Agwat that listen and learn. This is Brother Shawar with another lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai. And obviously I wanted to react to this clip. I had seen it on Instagram, and see, this woman is in the right spirit. And, you know, this spirit is coming back to the woman of the nation of Israel, the so-called Negros, Latinos, and Native Americans. You know, right now, our women are just like the rest of our people, the men as well. You know, we're under the curses, man. And ultimately, you know, Eve, you know, the woman of the tribes have subscribed to the wicked philosophies of our adversary, Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. You know, and these philosophies, you know, by way of feminism, you know, it's destroyed the union that the Lord set up between men and women, and it's destroyed the family, and you know, it pretty much leads to death and just unfruitful people, you know, and that's kind of what Esau wants at the end of the day, especially dealing with the Israelites. But you know, nonetheless, man, this woman is in the right spirit, and those sisters who are in that similar spirit, because, you know, she's from probably somewhere from the Middle East, so-called Middle East. You know, more Eastern women have this mindset, even though that wine, which is the philosophy of the great whore Babylon, the great America, has you know, it's kind of, it's what's the word I'm looking for? It's made their way, for lack of better words. It's made its way in you know, these other nations here and there, but more so, of course, it's more so on the West, a lot more on the West than it is the East. But see, this is the right spirit, man. This woman just understands that, you know, there's order. It's just order. You know, women look at order as a negative thing, as if they're you know, as if their life is gonna be trashed, as if, you know, they're being beaten and taken advantage of, and, you know, they go to all the extremes and dealing it. And when you think of this world, you know, there's so many messed up things, man, and people are messed up. But when you follow the guidelines of the scriptures, man, follow the natural order, which we'll get in 1 Corinthians, the 11th chapter, you know, everything falls in place, man. And when Jacob's trouble is full blown, you know, women are going to get back into their order. You know, and those that don't, you know, they're gonna die. They're gonna get judged. Right? It's that simple. So you Israelite women, this is kind of for you. So take heed, you know, because this woman is in the right spirit, man. You know, the man is pretty much supposed to do the heavy lifting. You know, protect, provide, provision. You know, so the woman is supposed to, you know, support that man in doing that. She's supposed to be an assistant and help meet, as the scriptures say. You know, and hold down the household. Right? But this is a beautiful union, and it's a beautiful order when a woman, you know, embraces it. You know, a man truly, you know, a man will truly be the best version of himself when his woman is in complete order. That's really what women don't understand. But, you know, let's get some scripts. I don't want to make this too long. Let's just let's get into the scriptures and break it down. So this is Genesis 3:16, and it reads, "Unto the woman he said, I will greatly multiply thy sorrow and thy conception." You know, of course, going back to Eve in the garden, you know, same thing now, man. Eve just fell for the serpent's okie doke, which was a man, and it represents basically rebellion against the Heavenly Father. You know, it wasn't an actual snake. But, you know, same thing now, man. By way of feminism, they've rejected the natural order of things, the ways the Lord set in place. And it's just led to confusion, strife, and death, you know, especially with those, you know, the 187s, you know, the child sacrifices, right? Reading on, and it reads, "In sorrow thou shalt bring forth children," right? This is basically due to the curses. And, you know, Eve listened to the serpent. "And thy desire shall be to thy husband, and he shall rule over thee," right? And this is how it's supposed to be, right? This is how it's supposed to be, man. It's just like how this woman is talking about her man. You know, anything he does, I'll obey. You know, because I chose him. And really, you know, the men are the one who choose as well. But either way, she understands that, yo, he's the leader, and I'm gonna follow because this is my role. You know, she just has the right outlook on the whole relationship, man. And see, the Israelite woman, for the most part, has a terrible outlook on relationships. You know, they're not brought up in any kind of, you know, with any kind of order or any kind of sense of that, of, you know, learning how to, you know, be with a man, take care of a man, hold the household down. It is really lost, man. Because Esau has just pushed so much wickedness with feminism on our women that it's just lost. They just want to do what men do and fight against men. And, you know, they pretty much, they hate male nature. They've been taught to hate male nature, you know, and they've been given the power to just openly speak on that hate. But see, it's all the serpent's plan. This is what he wanted. You know, he wanted to divide us, and ultimately the woman lose in the end. This is what they don't understand. But, you know, like I said, man, the Lord is going to set everything back in order, especially in the kingdom. You know, in the kingdom, man, a woman are going to be the most beautiful woman on the planet. Because, you know, Israelite women are going to be changed too. They're going to be immortals too, have some form of spiritual power as well. Not as much as the men, but, you know, they're still going to be elite, the most elite woman on the planet. You know, and they pretty much still are today, for the most part. But the kingdom is going to be on a whole nother level. You know? So the Lord is going to make, you know, they're going to be right in the mind, just like us, that with the new covenant. So in the Hebrews, the 8th chapter, and I think around the 10th verse. So let's get this in Jeremiah 31:22. It reads, "How long wilt thou go about, O thy backsliding daughter? For the Lord hath created a new thing in the earth. A woman shall compass a man," right? A new thing. You know, this is again due to the curses, man. The Lord is pretty much, he has cursed the Israelite man, or punished the Israelite man with, you know, just setting our woman, or giving our women these wicked mindsets. Because this is pretty much what we put the Lord through on a smaller level. But, you know, we're in the flesh, so it messes with us. You know, a woman committing adultery against us, you know, they're untrustworthy. You know, just everything is all messed up, man. There's a million scenarios I could go through, but, you know, this is a punishment. It's the curses, Deuteronomy 28, right? But that being said, man, how long are these women, you know, not gonna take heed? How long are they gonna really be this way until they realize This is what the so-called white man wanted them to do. You know, and it's destroying our people, it's destroying our nation, and it's destroying themselves. You know, and the natural order of things is always going to come to light. The truth is always going to come to the light. And it is in these times. You know, there's a lot of women, you know, I mean, still more women than not are, I guess you could say, feminist. You know, maybe not extreme, but to some degree they're a feminist because they believe these, you know, wicked ideologies. But, you know, there's women now speaking out against feminism and, you know, pretty much standing up for women being actual wives and being real women, being feminine women, you know, and actually playing the part that Yahweh Bashim Yahushua gave women. You know, because the Lord is slowly turning the tides. And when you know, when Jacob's trouble is full blown, man, when your surroundings are like the purge, it's gonna be like the final switch. You're gonna see a woman make a 180. The most masculine, the most independent woman ever is gonna make, you know, the most drastic change in her mentality, because they're gonna realize that they need a man, especially a man of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, especially a woman who knew or somewhat affiliated with the truth, with whether they were with a brother or whatever. You know, those women it's gonna be worse for them, because they're gonna know that, oh well, damn, I was with, you know, a man, a potential man of the Lord, and I left him for whatever reason, right? But they're not gonna take heed, man. And again, this is a new thing, as the scripture says. It's a new thing, man. It's the Lord punishing us. So this isn't the way it's supposed to be, what we're seeing right now. So let's get a precept on that in Isaiah 32:9, and it reads, "Rise up, ye women that are at ease. Hear my voice, ye careless daughters. Give ear unto my speech. Many days and years shall ye be troubled, ye careless women. For the vintage shall fail, the gathering shall not come. Tremble, ye women that are at ease. Be troubled, ye careless ones. Strip you and make you bare, and gird sackcloth upon your loins." So for those women who don't want to take heed, man, who don't want to humble themselves and actually be women, you know, dealing with Israelites, the Israelite woman, you know, the Lord is gonna destroy you. Most of the 2/3 that are marked for judgment are gonna be women, because there's more women than men. So there's gonna be a lot of dead women out here, man, and rightfully so, because these women are, you know, they're completely out of order. They're wicked. You know, they embrace whoredom. You know, they embrace, you know, sexual liberation and you know, taking advantage of men, and so basically shaming, talking shit about, you know, men being men, and, you know, abusing Esau's system, all these benefits he's giving them, putting men through child support and lying on men for raping them and sexual assault, all kind of stuff, man. And of course, there's you know, there's niggas out here tripping, of course. But we're dealing with women right now, man. A lot of these women are wicked. Most of these women are wicked, man. Matter of fact, I'll go as far as to say all. You know, well, maybe, you know, maybe that's a stretch, but it's very, very far and few in between, man. Like, the woman that I played in the beginning, you know, it's very hard to find a woman like that, man. But they're out there. Of course, we know they're out there because the scriptures say they are, and you know. But it's like the ratio is very small compared to those who, you know, are wicked. So repent, man. That's pretty much the whole point. You know, just like the men are turning back to Yahushua, your Yahushua is your man. And if you don't have a man, then, you know, stay faithful and choose wisely, or, you know, just continue to pray, and the Lord will guide you to a man of the Lord. You know, but now is the time to Just like for men, take it, you gotta take this thing seriously. But we know most women aren't gonna even understand. They're not gonna take heed until they really see, dead bodies on the street, and they see this shit right in their face. That's just how it is, man. Because that's how the Lord set up these women. But in the kingdom, man, I want to get into how, in the kingdom, it's gonna be how it's supposed to be, man. And this is what we long for. Just peace amongst our people, peace amongst the planet Earth, or a righteous order. Just Israel is going to be a well-oiled machine, man, that's just functioning beautifully, and we're going to have that beautiful union back. So let's get this in 1 Corinthians, the 11th chapter, real quick. So this is 1 Corinthians 11:2. It reads, "Now I will praise you, brethren, that ye remember me in all things, and keep the ordinances as I delivered them to you. But I would have you know that the head of every man is Hamashiach, and the head of the woman is the man, and the head of Hamashiach is the Most High." So this is the divine order that the Lord set up. The Most High, Yahweh, Yahweh Shai, the man, the woman, and then the children. Right? And as men, we serve Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Shai, right? So the woman's job is to serve the man. And if you go into the etymology of the word woman, it means female servant. But you see, Esau has taught these women that he has taught them that that's such a negative thing. They look at that word and they just think of the worst possible scenario. They think of slavery and how Esau did slavery. They think of just very, very derogatory and wicked things. But all this means is, you're a helpmeet unto your man. As this woman, was talking about in the video I played at the beginning of the lesson. You're just an helpmeet, man. You're an assistant, but you're still cared for. You're loved, and all your needs are fulfilled. There's still, it's not to say the men don't do nothing and the woman's just doing all this stuff. No, there's a way a man is supposed to treat his woman, and he has duties as well. But again, the man does the heavy lifting for the most part. And the woman supports that man in doing that. Right? But Esau has taught them this is a bad thing. That, you don't need a man. But yes, you do. Just like we need Yahweh Shai. It's the same thing. But again, everybody's going to fall in their lot. And the women are going to realize this. The women who are meant to be delivered, they're going to realize it when the time is right, and everything is gonna fall in place. I'm just bringing the word out. But this is verse 4. Every man. Matter of fact, let's jump to verse 6. "For if the woman be not covered, let her also be shorn. But if it be a shame for a woman to be shorn or shaven, let her be covered. For a man indeed ought not to cover his head, for as much as he is the image and glory of the Most High. But the woman is the glory of the man. For the man is not of the woman, but the woman of the man. Neither was the man created for the woman, but the woman for the man." Right? And women don't understand this, man. And they have no regard for it. And that's why most of them are going to get judged out here. Gruesome deaths. And this woman, back in the beginning of the video, she said, "Whatever my husband wants to do, I agree with him." That's that's the mentality you should be in. That's a real ride or die help. That's a real help me, man. That's a real wife. That's the mentality that woman should have. But there's very little of that, man. That's men don't trust women. Men can't be themselves around women. And this is what Esau has set up, man. What we're seeing is the rulership of the wicked, and why if you let wickedness spread, all the problems and the stress and death and destruction that's gonna come your way, man. This is what's gonna come your way if you let it spread. Because the way we live and deal with one another as men and women is a very, very low level, man. Extremely low level. And yes, men are allowed to have multiple women, but the scriptures tell us that, just because you have, say you get another wife, man, you're not supposed to forsake the first one. You gotta take care of all your wives as and deal with them accordingly. There's an order, man. So, because women will just use, they say dumb shit, just to put it plainly. They don't really go into it, and they're just thinking of emotions and feelings and this wine that the serpent has given them. But again, man, in the kingdom, this is how it's gonna be. That divine order is coming back, and then we can't wait for it. So let's get this in Sirach. We'll get a couple more scriptures and then close it out. Sirach 36 and 20. You start at 22. The beauty of a woman cheereth the countenance, and a man loveth nothing better. Right, so naturally, we're just attracted to women. Men, we love women. It is what it is. It's how the Lord made us, right? Verse 23. If there be kindness, meekness, and comfort in her tongue, then is not her husband like other men. He that getteth a wife beginneth a possession, a help like unto himself, and a pillar of rest. And this is exactly how it's going to be in the kingdom, man. All our women are going to be beautiful beyond this world, and to our liking, because the Lord knows exactly what we like better than what we do. And they're going to be, there's going to be meekness and comfort in her tongue, and it's gonna be a true pillar of rest, man. They're gonna be real pillars of rest unto you, real helpmeets, man. Right, this is that beautiful relationship and union between men and women is coming back. That woman embracing, actually being woman and being feminine and being how they're supposed to be, because we really haven't seen that for the most part, in this life. Not even with our, you may have seen a little bit of it in certain instances, certain, maybe your grandma or certain women are decent, but we really haven't seen it, man. Not like how it's going to be in the kingdom. Not at all. So the Lord is going to take care of us, man. And the women are going to be so much more happy. They're going to be way happier in the kingdom. See, they're just, explaining these things to a woman is sometimes futile, because they can't fathom, they can't understand. It's hard for them to see outside of a female lens, right? But they will be fine, man. They're going to be blessed beyond belief, just like the men. There's just an order, right? So I think I'm going to close it out there. I mentioned it, Isaiah 4:1. Matter of fact, let's read that, and then I'll just close it out. Lord willing, this was edifying. So this is Isaiah 4:1. And this is coming very, very soon, man. So to the brothers, man, just, focus on the word, focus on your salvation, and the Lord will take care of the rest, man. Isaiah 4:1. And in that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man, 7 representing completion, saying, we will eat our own bread, wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach. I'm going to close out and give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai Ba'ashem Rakakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom, Kwam Yasharala, and the Bible Ball.